Just think about this for a second. You're starting a run across America. They lose your backpack with all your stuff.
Literally everything.
So here's a Southwest backpack. We just got it in the back room. We
No,
filled it with peanuts.
It's this poor guy. This Southwest employee was like, wait, what are you doing? And wait, what did we do? We lost your everything. And he's like, you can have my backpack. And they literally.
So he just emptied his backpack or whatever and put a bunch of peanuts in there? What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Mile 3 of the Miles and Magic podcast. And sorry about the delay. This one's, we meant to film this a little bit earlier, but...
We've been a little down for the count. I saw online that quite a few people got sick down there.
Yeah, it was, a couple days after we got back, we got hit pretty hard with... I don't know if it was the flu or something, but...
It was not good. It was nasty. My goodness. And our poor little girl, she's a little trooper.
Yeah, she is.
But, I mean, it was hard to get through.
Yeah.
I mean, we rarely get sick.
We got it. Your mom got it.
Yeah.
There wasn't anybody
My
that
dad ended up getting it.
Yep.
Yeah,
it spread fast, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, very contagious. And I'm just glad it's behind us. And I hope you all are healthy and...
Yeah, if you were down there, fingers crossed that you didn't get it. So
yeah, like I said, we never get sick,
No.
and I mean, I haven't been that sick since like COVID or before then, like I don't know, high school.
Yeah,
Like,
I was kind of confused. I was like, wait, what? I'm not feeling very well.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? So
yeah,
but yeah, we're all better now, and
sorry,
yeah.
we sound a little weird.
we're back here.
Yeah,
we're doing
we're
it.
back.
We're back.
It feels good to be back.
It is good to be back.
Yeah.
So tell me about the weekend, Princess Half Marathon weekend.
I think that Princess is my favorite weekend. I'm gonna say it. I think it is. I do enjoy the big marathon weekend too. But there's something about the Princess. I know you probably don't agree, but
Maybe not my favorite, but it was cool to be there. There were a lot of people. It was
packed.
busy. Like even the airport, the rental cars,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe something else was going on in Florida, but it was busy everywhere.
Yeah. Couldn't get a rental car. Rental car was so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. When
And I even booked in advance.
I know, but
And
yeah.
even then
and
they had to
still couldn't.
find a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Very wild. And so, yeah. Great weekend. Great race. Run Disney does such an amazing job. Every time I consider other races, it's why?
Just wasting money.
Why waste my brain cells thinking about other
Put that towards like an annual pass or something.
Yeah, that I agree. So yeah, like I said, Run Disney Princess is quickly becoming my favorite race. Just so awesome. So many girls out there, got girls and gals achieving their goals and having a good time, and can't beat it.
Just fun.
Yep.
It was cool for me and our daughter to be able to go into the Magic Kingdom and see you and your mom. And
Second time you did that.
second time,
Yeah.
and we're getting it down pretty good now. We have our routine, and she was awesome during the whole time. It was obviously an early wake up for her, and she was a trooper. So
She's such
it
a
was
good kid.
It was pretty special to see you guys run through there, and
I know she won't forget it, but we grabbed some good pictures and some videos, and
we'll be able to show those to her. So
yeah,
it's pretty special.
Yeah,
So,
thank you so much for
was
doing
fun.
that. That was-
Absolutely.
I know it takes a lot of work by the time you get her up, and
It is, but it's also Disney makes it pretty easy using the monorail. If you know what you're doing, it's not bad. But
so you drove to Epcot and parked at Epcot, and you didn't have to pay for parking because you got there before 6, right?
I think it's before 7, or is it 6? Maybe it's.
I think it is 6.
It's 6. That's right. I wanted to say I think it is 6. But yeah, we were there. I think it was like 5:58 or something, and so we were able to get in, parked, and then just hopped on the monorail, went to the ticket and transportation center,
Switched
and then
there. Yep.
from there to Magic Kingdom, and
Did you take the stroller or just carry
no, I
her?
just carried her. I was going to, but it's just easier.
Yeah.
It was just easier to carry her. So, but yeah, especially with the crowds once you get into Magic Kingdom,
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to get up to be able to see you guys.
Yeah.
That would have been
I was
tricky.
shocked you were able to work your way up through the
Yeah, just
crowd,
kind of.
and
People
yeah.
were pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
obviously there were a lot of people, but everybody was kind of waiting at different times for their runners. So if you just, hey, my runner's here, can you give me just a
That's
minute or
awesome.
two?
Yeah.
So people were super awesome.
Do you suggest people do that?
Yeah,
Go into Magic Kingdom
yeah, I
in the
think
morning?
so. Yeah, if you don't mind the early wake up, it's definitely a special moment to be able to
Yeah.
see, whoever's running in your family or friends,
Grandma
whatever.
will never forget it. I'll never forget that.
Just something different. Not to mention you get to go into Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Obviously not the whole park, but at
So
least Main Street.
what's open? Like,
So just, I was trying to think if there's any food open. I think there's.
you would sure think they'd have coffee.
They-
but so you can't go on the other
You
side
can't
of
go on the right side. So if you're looking towards the castle, you can't go on the right side because obviously the runners come in
no
on the right side.
Starbucks.
So no Starbucks. You obviously have the gift shops that are open. And I want to say those close at 7.
Okay. So there's really
they're
not much to do.
There's not a
Yeah.
ton to do. It's not something that you go hang out for a long time. Obviously, they're going to kick you out because they've got to open the park for the people who have tickets for the
Do you
day.
know what time you were there until?
We were there till, I think, just a little before 7.
Okay.
And then we left. And
I wonder how that process of like getting everybody out.
I'm guessing because they do have the ropes. They just, if you're in those ropes, they're just slowly going to kind of push everybody out.
Yep.
But yeah, the previous race, when we saw you come through for marathon weekend, they were closing up the store just before we left, so they were just getting everybody out. There were still people up against the line watching runners go by, but
I feel like it was busier trying to find you on Main Street during the Princess than it was for a marathon.
I think
weekend.
so. Yeah. Yep.
I'd be interested in comparing the numbers.
It was, like I said, it was really busy.
Mm-hmm.
So, but awesome weekend,
Yeah.
definitely.
Anything stand out with like the expo?
No, everything was awesome. Very smooth. No issues, no hiccups with picking up the bibs and all that.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
so fun being there. That energy and but a lot of the merch was sold out before we got.
Yep. Yeah, we were there Thursday afternoon, evening-ish.
Yeah,
so it goes
first
fast.
day,
Yep.
and yeah.
They had some stuff left, but yeah, not a ton. So
Hey, it's okay.
better
We're
than
not real
nothing.
big
so.
merch people, anyways.
No,
And,
nope.
yeah.
But you did get the shirt there. I see.
Gift from
so.
from
Yeah,
grandma. That was
yep.
very kind of her. But yeah, I love the expo. It's just so fun.
They have it down too, where
Mm-hmm.
it's as long as you know what you're doing, it's pretty simple and
Yep.
straightforward and fun.
Even if you don't know what you're doing, just
They're-
there's so
they're
many people
always
around
super
to
willing
help,
to help.
and just kind of follow the masses and yeah,
exactly. Just follow people and
yeah.
they'll help you out. They'll show you where to go. So
The vendor part of the expo, that's I think my favorite.
there's a lot of cool vendors there.
Yeah.
There's
And getting to see like Jeff Galloway in
Yep.
there, and yeah, lots of cool different businesses, and it's always fun to go see your shirt
Oh,
and what
yeah.
color is it going to be,
the
and
headbands, get all the good stuff.
oh yeah,
So,
get
a lot
your
of
goos and blocks and
cool businesses in there to support.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of really the heart of the Run Disney community.
Yeah.
It's just all the vendors, all the shoppers, and the runners.
Yeah.
It's a big party.
And I've said it again, the energy is just so. I live for that. It's just so fun.
It really
yeah.
is. You get to see the medals. You get to see.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Getting to see the coast to coast. We're going to be doing the coast to
Yep.
coast, and it's beautiful this year.
They did a good job.
They
on that
did
one.
a fantastic job.
That one is not Microsoft Paint.
Yeah.
They paid somebody well for that.
Yeah. It is beautiful. It's so good.
Definitely.
But yeah. But like every time I go to that vendor section of the expo, you can always apparently you can always design signs for your runner. Every time we try.
I feel like they put out a
always
stack
gone.
in the morning and then they never refill it.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but the table's always empty.
Yeah.
And there's always people hey, do you know where I don't know. You think they would have stacks and stacks of those
Yeah.
signs, but
It's cool though. They have a few little stations up by the medals where they have Run Disney cast members handing out like the little signs that you wave
yep,
and
like the
some
little like
tattoos and
fan kind of.
stickers,
Yeah,
and that's a really nice touch.
is.
That's super awesome of them.
I saw we were cheering you on in the finish line. A family had cut out a pizza box from All Star Sports or
Yeah,
somewhere.
like
and
the white box.
The white box,
Yeah.
and on the back they had a message for their runner, and so
Hey.
it was cool seeing them get creative.
Yeah,
and
super cute. That's a good idea.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ideas out there. People
Yeah.
just cheering on their runners. So.
Yeah. Oh, now you got me hungry for one of those pizzas. That
We got to go back.
Yeah. Those are so, I'm going to say though, they're not as good as they used to be.
They're not, and they're more expensive.
Yes. Growing up as a kid, the cheese used to be like an inch thick on those.
Now it's just enough to make
Not-
it look like it's
yes.
covered in cheese.
I mean, I'm not trying to hate, but goodness.
Bring back the old pizzas.
Yes. They've kept the boxes, but the pizzas, hey, it's okay. It's still probably the most affordable way you can feed a family there.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And the kids don't care. So
they're happy to gnaw
Just
on
the
some
adults.
cardboard. And we'll just dunk it in some barbecue sauce or something and call
yeah,
it good
just put
enough.
enough Parmesan cheese on it. Make up for the lack on it.
Oh gosh. Okay, so yeah, Expo was fun, awesome. I liked the shirts this year. I thought they were great. I saw some stuff online where people.
People weren't real happy.
No, I loved it though. My mom and I were super happy with it.
And that's I feel like every year you have people who love and
Yeah.
people who don't love
Yep.
it, and it's just opinion. But
I thought they blew it away this year. I thought the medals were awesome. I thought the t-shirts were awesome. I thought I felt like they added more water stations. I mean, they just last year it wasn't
Not quite as.
no, my mom, like, she was struggling a little bit for like needing water, and I was right there with her. Like, what? By the time we'd get to some of the last stations, they'd be packing things
Yeah.
up, and there'd be hardly
Not
anything
much
left,
left.
and you can't do that
Yeah.
for your runners. So, but this year was awesome. Yeah, I was super super pleased. Yeah, tons of medical tents. That everybody just super positive and happy, and those volunteers are.
They do an awesome job.
They do.
So, one complaint I have, not with the race, but the traffic after the race.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know
yes.
what that was. We didn't move for probably 30, 40 minutes, maybe.
Every bit of 40 minutes.
Because I understand they're trying to, get traffic on the road, keep that moving. They've got buses to deal with, but I just felt like everyone was stopped. Like they weren't letting cars out onto the main road. And it was, I think everybody was just kind of like, what is going on? So, yeah, that's my one complaint for the weekend. Pretty minor complaint because, yeah, just,
Excuse me.
yeah, it's part of that Florida flu.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Take your time. Anyways,
That's gonna bite me. It's gonna keep coming up. Goodness.
yeah,
But yes, it was terrible, the traffic after the race.
like I said, I feel like they were just not letting people out, and typically every other race we've done, that's never been an issue. So
And we had to be checked out of our hotel, and we even called the hotel.
yep, and they said that they had other callers.
They're
it
like,
was,
yeah, we're well aware
yeah,
of this. So
yeah, they knew. So they were awesome about that. But
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, anything else on the weekend wise?
I don't think so. Other than, I have to say, I think it's so cool. Jeff Galloway stands there at the end of the race to give high fives.
That's amazing.
I try and get one every race, and
You have some history with Jeff Galloway.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
And my first time meeting him was back in 2011.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. I guess, do you want to, is that,
Well,
is that a good
just
segue?
yeah, we'll just kind of work our way into. So
I
we're gonna
didn't
get
mean
into
for that to happen, but I just
gonna-
wanted to do a shout out. I think it's super cool that he's
He
getting up
supports.
there, and he is, I mean, to be on your feet all weekend long at the expo.
meeting and greeting everybody,
encouraging. He's so
listening to
positive.
people's
Yes.
stories. Like it's not just a, hey, I'm going to sign this and then I'm out of here. Like he
No.
really talks to you. He really
He's
listens.
so genuine. He
He
truly
is. Yeah.
cares. You can tell.
It's pretty awesome. But yeah, let's sort of segue into our story, how we met, how you met Jeff Galloway, how this all kind of connects. So I think let's start with you, because kind of without your story, when I meet you, that it's not going to quite make sense. So let's start with your story, maybe a year before I meet you. You're out in California.
Yeah, a year
working.
before I met you. So we met in 2000,
November of
fall of
2011.
2011.
Yep.
Right around Thanksgiving time.
Yep. So,
A
yeah,
year
I guess.
before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I would say I flew from California to Walt Disney World to run the Goofy Challenge.
Okay.
And when I was flying back to California on the plane ride, I thought up the idea of, well, there's this coast to coast challenge. Why don't I just make up my own coast to coast idea, my own coast to coast challenge where I would run from coast to coast, but Disney World to Disneyland and get there in time to run the Disneyland half marathon in September, completing the coast to coast challenge. And so, yeah, then that spring, June 1st, technically, is when I started my run across America on the shore of Fort Lauderdale Beach. And then I got to California 97 days later.
Nothing interesting in those 97 days. Just
We'll cover that.
That's a whole nother episode, probably
Yeah.
multiple
Let us
episodes.
know if you want me to.
Yeah, put in the comments if you want to hear about this story.
I've never really shared about.
I don't even know a lot of things, so
There's
I'm
a lot
excited.
I'm just not gonna say.
Yeah.
Let's. There's some things that are just better
Left unsaid.
Yeah, but for the most part, it was a grand adventure, and yeah, I haven't really talked about it much, but yeah, if you guys want me to, you want.
I want to hear more because I know there's more. And I will just say this, it was just you and a backpack in Fort Lauderdale. Actually, no, not even a backpack because the airline lost your backpack.
I had a backpack, but it was a Southwest.
Well, yeah, they gave you one filled with
A
peanuts.
Southwest yes, a Southwest
You're starting
employee.
a run across America. Just think about this for a second. You're starting a run across America. They lose your backpack with all your stuff.
Literally everything.
So here's a Southwest backpack. We just got it in the back room. We filled it with peanuts.
It's this poor guy. This Southwest employee was like, wait, what are you doing? And wait, what did we do? We lost your everything. And he's like, you can have my backpack. And they literally.
So he just emptied his backpack or whatever and put a bunch of peanuts in there?
Literally. Yeah.
Like
peanuts,
all the
whatever
snacks?
they could give me, all the snacks and, some first aid kit stuff and some water bottles. And
I want to know how you start. You have this all planned out. And then that plan kind of goes out the window. And here's a backpack filled with peanuts and snacks. Now go run across America.
Well, they promised they would find it, and then they would deliver it to, not to me, to my
wherever you were staying.
wherever I was going to be staying. Then,
Yeah.
whenever they found it.
No, 4 months later. When Thanks, guys.
But it all ended up working out. They found it, and 2-3 nights later, I got it.
Crazy. So, anyways, yeah. So that's kind of your year before you met me.
Yeah. So I ended in September. So then we met.
We met just a few months after that.
Yeah.
Yep. And so, yeah, let's backtrack sort of maybe about a year before that point for me. I had actually just moved home. I was planning my own run across America. Had no idea who you were. And I was planning my route from New York to San Francisco, and I was planning on running in April of 2012. And so I was at home, training, getting ready, trying to figure out all the logistics of it. And I get a text one day out of the blue. My aunt texted me and said, "Hey, you're never going to believe this, but a friend of mine from college knows a girl who just ran across America." And I knew I had researched some people who had done it, but I had no idea what I was getting into. So I wanted to see, everybody in my family knew what I was planning. So it was kind of like, well, hey, if we can help out in any way, we will.
Yeah.
And so she texted me and said, "Oh my gosh, you're never going to believe this." So she gives me your number. And so I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, I'm going to text this random girl and say, "Oh, hi, my name's Ethan, and I'm running across America too, and I want to meet you because I have no idea what I'm doing." And so
That's kind of what you did.
it's exactly what I did.
But
How else was I supposed to do it?
and I was kind of like, how did you get my number?
Well, and I think I did explain finally, but
Yeah.
it took quite several text messages. And then I think I did check you out on Facebook because I wanted to kind of see your
Yeah,
story for
no,
running
yeah.
across America. And I got a response finally. And we were able to meet. You were like an hour and a half north of me in California.
Yeah. Yep.
And which, I mean, that in itself is pretty
Amazing.
crazy to be
Out of the
not only
entire
in the whole
country
in the
or
state,
world,
but yeah.
like, yeah.
And so we were able to meet for coffee, and you had an awesome
Hot chocolate, actually.
It was hot chocolate. You're right. That was pre-coffee for us. So, we were able to meet, and you had an awesome kind of folder of your whole journey.
Yeah. Made by somebody I stayed with. I didn't make that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That was a lot of work and a lot of cool photos and
There was a mom and her two daughters made that for me.
stories.
Amazing
and,
binder of.
Yeah, we still have that to today.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. That's pretty special. But so that's kind of initially how we met. Like I said, I was planning my run, and I asked, "Hey, would you be interested in driving the RV that I'm hoping to purchase as a support vehicle to get me across the country?" And you actually ended up leaving your job and driving an RV 30, 35 miles a day
Yeah.
down the road.
It helped, though, that it's not like I just wanted to just like
No.
support you.
Yeah.
We hit it off from
Yes.
literally the first night.
We did. Yep.
Yeah. Meeting for hot chocolate.
Definitely.
We were immediate friends.
Something
and,
started
yeah.
there.
So, yeah. But your aunt got my phone number from
Her friend.
a family I knew.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
And I ignored you and ignored you.
I was like,
I don't mean to be rude, but like that, or sound arrogant or come across that way at all. But after I finished,
you're probably getting
I
a lot
kind
of
of
messages.
just, I'm not sure I would call myself an introvert, but sometimes I just like to, I mean, can you imagine after 3 months on the road,
You
you
probably
kind of
just
just
wanna
want to
chill.
recluse and just,
Yeah.
and I had a lot of people reaching out, and I kind of just shut down, and I
don't
just
blame you.
kind of wanted some quiet, and
And here I come, just we're not slowing
so,
down.
yeah, I ignored you, and then I think it took 2 messages on Facebook from you.
I was so determined.
And
I was
finally,
like, I
one
need to
night, I'm
talk.
like, I didn't even look. I didn't even look at your profile and
Yeah.
for both messages until I'm like, okay, finally, what is this guy? Like,
Yeah.
what is, like, what's up?
So annoying.
And so I'm like, oh,
oh, I would love to meet for hot chocolate. Of course.
oh. Well, why didn't you say you were cute from the beginning? No.
Oh.
Anyways, yeah, it was. Let's just say I'm glad I
You opened that
finally
message, responded.
Finally responded.
I wasn't gonna stop. So I mean, that was my one chance to talk to somebody else who ran across America. Like I researched online. Yes, there were some people who've done it,
And I
but
think it was a
nobody I knew.
sincere, innocent.
It was.
Yeah.
I was. I mean, if you know my family, there's not a lot of runners in it. So
Yeah.
to not only run a marathon, to run across America, like
Yeah.
my family thought I had gone off the deep end. Like maybe he needs help. Maybe like
Oh, we do.
well, yeah. But somebody who kind of understood what it took and
Yeah.
sort of the planning involved. And
There's not very many weirdos like us out there.
no,
And
that's they're out there. There's just not a ton of them. But
it was good to just bounce things off of each other. And I didn't feel like I was much help to you that night, telling you
I think just
different things about my run. But
just mostly like, okay, you survived it.
Confidence
I know,
of-
like,
yeah.
okay,
Yep.
you made it. I can make it. Like,
Yep.
I think there's so many unknowns when you plan something like that, and you start to doubt, and you say, oh gosh, I don't, that 3,000 miles is a long ways to run. So,
Yep.
just
But you had other people lined up to drive the RV and to be your support crew. But I'm just
I'm not gonna
glad I
say they
made
were.
the cut.
I'm not saying they were fully lined up, but they were interested. So it was one of those things too, where obviously I needed somebody who could take 3 months out of their life to
yeah.
drive 30 miles a day, sit in the RV for a long time. But yeah, no, I'm very thankful that you
It
were
was
able to do that.
Pretty grand experience. It was awesome.
It was.
It was cool to see you achieve your goals. And
It was nice knowing, like, if I had questions or whatever, like you were there to.
yeah. But at the
And
end of the day, I'm just
every
a
run-
normal person.
No,
But
exactly. But
a lot of times I didn't know the magic words to tell you. And
at that point, anything, just
Yeah.
you're fine. Keep going. Okay.
your blisters are bleeding.
Yeah.
I don't care. Keep going.
I had the same problem. So,
You have no more toenails.
Yeah.
Great. Me too.
oh gosh.
Anyways,
But
yeah. So, yeah, that's how we met.
that's how we met. Yeah, so I was able to finish that July. I want to say it was July 28th, 29th, something, for the San Francisco Marathon.
Yes. Yes.
That we ran, and yeah, we finished. Unfortunately, you had a
Oh my goodness.
little bit of a
That's
knee
the
injury there.
Worst marathon. I still have like
nightmares.
PTSD from that
Yeah,
race.
that was bad.
Everybody's like, "Oh, the Golden Gate is the most grand moment of that race of the marathon."
The person
it's
who
like,
pushed you was obviously really
oh,
excited
he
to see
didn't
it.
mean to, but yeah, I got
was pretty
tripped,
tight.
and it was a very tight race. Yeah. What races aren't those?
That's true.
But yeah, going over the Golden Gate, it was pretty shoulder to shoulder. And anyways, he caught my foot, and I went falling down on the metal grate, and my knee to this day is never the same.
Yep.
But anyways, yeah, I held you up big time on that race.
No, but I think that was, I don't know
crutched
what mile it
along.
was, but we made it. That's what mattered.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was pretty special.
And your family was there at the
My family
finish.
was there.
And
Yeah, that was
right there on the wharf, and it
pretty special.
really was. That's a route that is really popular.
I think that's one of the more popular. I think just New York and California
Yeah.
in general. But I don't know if I would have made it Florida to California. Like all that heat,
Yeah.
the southern part of the U.S. I mean, I had some heat in Nevada.
You had a
but
lot of heat.
It was more dry.
You had a drastic change from when you
Yeah.
started. It was
Pennsylvania was
literally
rainy.
snowing.
Yep.
You'd come in just shivering, soaking wet, and then by the time we get out west, you're just
That was hot. But I at least had an RV to go into.
the elevation
Cool.
difference.
Yep.
In
That was
your
as hard as that was running through Colorado. I think that was one of my favorite states. Just it.
I mean, how
I
can you
should say the
colorful,
middle
welcome
part.
to colorful Colorado.
The middle part of Colorado, not the
All the other
200 miles before Denver and 200 miles after. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
No,
pretty
it's a beautiful state.
pretty amazing adventure for both of
Yeah.
us. So,
Yeah. It's I say it's a God thing for
I
us
think so.
to have met.
I don't know of any. It'd be cool to know if there's another couple out there that have both ran across America at different times. That'd be cool to if you're out there, we'd love to meet you.
We would love to meet you.
Yeah, or anybody who's run across America, or
Absolutely. Yeah.
just anybody who loves running.
We need friends. Anyways, yeah. So, and you wanted to say how we segued off of Jeff Galloway.
Yes. So that is, yeah. So let's maybe just go back a touch.
Just that. Well, apparently, okay. So at the end of my run, Jeff Galloway and I spoke at Disneyland together on stage, and before that, when we were talking off stage, he was saying that I literally ran right by his house in Florida.
That's amazing.
I didn't have a clue.
He's probably got his morning coffee, going out to get his newspaper, and sees this girl with a Southwest backpack running by his door. Has no idea who you are.
Oh, goodness.
Let alone that you're running to California. And we'll meet him there in 3 months and speak at the expo together.
Yeah.
So.
And so, yeah, since then I've, not every year, but every once in a while I try and pop in and stay connected with him and his wife.
That's awesome.
And, yeah, they're good people. From the little
Very
I
good.
know them, they very kind to me and my family back in 2011. And, yeah, anyways, I try and always get a high five when I get that
Gives you a
boost,
little
that
bit of-
power boost to the finish
He
line.
needs to be at like mile 20 of the
Yeah,
marathon,
that's
maybe like
true.
get a little more power, because obviously the finish line's right there. But no, it's awesome having him at the finish
Yeah.
for the races, definitely. So
Well, what
Yeah.
else? Is anything else to touch on?
I mean, we could get more into our runs, but I think those are going to be episodes that we need some time for those because there's a
Perfect.
lot
Oh.
to unpack. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so I think that that'll conclude this episode.
Okay.
But yeah, look out for, if you guys are interested in learning more about our runs across America, let us know. We would love to tell our stories. Like I said, they're probably going to be at least an episode each, maybe more. Just a lot of details and a lot of adventure.
Oh, gosh.
Wrapped up in those. But if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. Comment below if you have any questions that we can answer. And we'll see you in the next episode.
We just want to say also congratulations, racers, all you racers.
Yeah, congratulations.
Hope you didn't get sick
Yeah,
like us.
exactly.
And yeah, we're just
Stay
really-
healthy. And yeah, keep those miles magical.